Good afternoon, Bluebirds. I'm Emma Durr.
And I'm Will Kearns, broadcasting live from the Highlands News Studio in Fort Thomas, Kentucky.
We are so excited to welcome you to our March News Show.
Did you know that SpongeBob the Musical opens tomorrow night? The Highlands Theater Department is more complex and full of talent than you might think. Here's more.
This show is
wonderful. I love this show. I absolutely love my cast, my crew. I've made friendships where I never would have expected. And not only that, this is going to be such an amazing experience.
Well, my first impressions when I heard the title was I was like,
everybody
oh,
listen up to the announcements.
Because SpongeBob is not really like my directorial style, but I had never read the script. When I finally got to read it and watch it and like put it all together, I was like, this is delightful.
I like this show because it's different from normal shows. I mean, like, it's SpongeBob, it's underwater. We're not playing humans, we're playing sardines, sponges, sea stars, crabs.
Well, it's based off of a cartoon, so there's a lot of like fun things that you can probably imagine. I mean, there's Gary the Snail, there's a magic couch, there's boulders, and with all that comes a lot of creativity that requires a lot of money. And so this show, I think our biggest challenge on the tech side of it is that we don't have a lot of money.
When I heard there was no budget for this show, I was worried sick. I mean, seriously, you gotta have money for a show. And when I heard we didn't have money, maybe don't put it all in puffs.
No makeup specifically, we had a struggle with the budget. And in order to work around that, we used Vaseline and glitter that we already had to make body glitter. We used tinsel we already had. We used gels colored instead of buying 100 wigs that we don't have money for. So it's very resourceful, and I appreciate everyone in here for all the work they have done.
So the way that we've kind of overcome the budget challenge is that we have really leaned into this idea of preservation. And obviously SpongeBob happens underwater in Bikini Bottom, and there's a lot of reference to that Bikini Bottom is made up of things that like fall to the ocean floor, and obviously that's like waste. And so we leaned hard into trying to spend the least amount of money on the show as possible by recycling items. So our set is built out of all of like recycled set pieces, items in our shop that we broke down and like reassembled or like refigured. Our costumes have been like broken down and rebuilt. And we've got like plastic bottles on stage, we've got pool noodles on stage. So we're really trying to like create the least amount of waste that we can. And in turn, that helps us save money and the planet.
I think Miss Lanika has not only faced these challenges as a director, she came in here newer and she's done an amazing job with Puffs. It was fantastic, and I know there was some issues with that, and she navigated around the crew well. But also in this one, I know there's issues with Ben, and he's a little sick and people are a little worried about him, but she's also navigating around that, and she's making things work in a way they never have.
So Mr. Krabs, I think, is probably one of the more like iconic characters in SpongeBob, and I was really kind of stressed out about who was gonna fill those claws. And I don't know if you noticed, but Ben Fetzer's in that role, and you know, I love Ben, and he makes a lot of really great choices on stage, but there's just...
The voice is just, it hurts. It's getting to me, you can hear it. It's starting to get to me. I think I'm also just sick, but it is hard to sing in that voice.
But one person that's been extremely it's just been difficult to work with. Not him himself, but like to get there and make the combination of actor and character balance is Ben Fetzer. He's Mr. Krabs, funny guy. He's a very witty kid, but Ben has been like kind of off with his comedic timing.
I was nervous, but I think ultimately he was the right man for the show, and he really brought this character to life.
This show is very family friendly. It is very fun. It's very funny. And just growing up with this show and seeing it come to life on stage in front of you is really cool. And watching some of my friends out there play like Jake Haggerty playing Plankton is the funniest thing. You have to come see Jake. I cannot believe how funny he is. But yeah, it is really funny. You guys will love it. You will enjoy it.
I can't imagine anyone coming to see the show and not just leaving with a big smile on their face. And so I think in that regard, you have to come see it. You have to have a night out where you're just like, that was just so lovely. And so yeah, I think that's why.
The 2025-2026 Freshman Mentoring Program applications are now live. This is a great way to work with students, have fun, and help incoming freshmen on their transition to high school. Applications will only be accepted until April 6th. If you have any questions, please stop by the counseling office.
There is a lot going on around the world right now. Carmen has an update about the peace debate between Russia, Ukraine, and the United States.
Thanks, Will. Russia and Ukraine have recently launched air attacks that damaged each other's infrastructure, hours after Vladimir Putin said that he would stop the Russian attacks on Ukrainian energy sites. Ukrainian President Zelensky said these Russian attacks included hospitals. He claimed the Russian leader had in effect rejected total ceasefire in his call on Tuesday with U.S. President Donald Trump. Putin told Trump a full ceasefire would only work if Ukraine's allies stopped giving military assistance, a condition Ukraine's European allies have previously rejected. Shortly after this, officials in southern Russia said that a Ukrainian drone attack sparked a small fire at an oil depot. Within hours of Putin agreeing to halt attacks on energy infrastructure, Zelensky said that there had been hits specifically on civilian infrastructure, this including a hospital. The region's government posted footage of the destruction in which smoke can be seen rising from the caved-in hospital wing. Officials have since said that there had been no casualties. Zelensky said that Russia launched more than 40 drones against Ukraine in the hours following the call between Trump and Putin. The Ukrainian president also confirmed that a call would take place between he and Trump today, but gave no further details. In Belgorod, a Russian region on the border of Ukraine, the governor said the situation is, quote, remaining difficult. I'm going to send it back up to the desk.
Thanks, Carmen. Updates on the warfare flow in consistently. We will continue to update you. Until then, that's all for our March News Show.
I'm Emma Durr.
And I'm Will Kearns.
Have a great rest of your day, Bluebirds.